particularly in relation to people in power, like Rangers. Power Rangers. You say you're sick of cleaning up other people's messes?
We're so lame.
Teach them. Welcome back. Oh my god, it's like we just finished talking about 5 seconds ago.
We did, and I already forgot what we were talking about.
Me too.
Hair.
Oh yeah, look how long it is.
I know, it's so weird. I'm Travis.
I'm Eric.
We're Bookend Gaming.
And this is National Park Grills.
That was professional. I was about to curse, but it hasn't been a minute yet, because I'm still being professional.
That was professional as... Well, hold on, 30 more seconds. As I almost knock over my computer.
Oh my god.
Okay,
we're not professional
good.
anymore. She slinks behind the corner. Zion watches intently, observing Yellowstone as she gathers up my clothes. God, the animations are juking out. With Zion's attention drawn away and in desperate need of more morning pets. Oh, morning pet, like the action of petting. I was like, what are morning pets?
Pup.
Afternoon pet? Yeah. Pups.
No, like actual pets.
Yeah,
pets,
petting
yeah.
the dog in the morning. Pup hops out of his bed and braves the world. He buries his snout in my legs. Lucky bastard. I let the percolator fill up with water and bend over to scratch his ears. He leans in, grunting in ecstasy.
Oh, God.
This is getting a little weird. His ear flopping up and down like a flag in the wind.
Mm-hmm.
If clocking some dumbass in the face gets me a suspension and banished here, then I can only imagine what Jessie would do if she found out I wasn't just feeding Pup, but housing him as well. I crank on the stove and pour in the coffee grounds. I gaze out the window, waiting for the coffee to boil. Across the road and past the field, I spot the butt end of a motorhome big enough for me to know someone is compensating for something. Even when muffled by the walls of trees, their argument carries across the clearing. I mean, really, a motorhome compensating? They live in it.
I'd want it to be big, too.
Yeah.
If you're going to live in it. Today's idiot. Christ, Shannon, I'm doing what I can.
A man.
Clearly you aren't. Every time I asked, you insisted,
God,
Stephen,
Karen.
that there was hookup. Every time.
A woman.
I forgot I didn't drive 2,000 miles just so you could nag me, woman. God, you're just like your mother.
Oh, definitely married.
It's always my mother with you, isn't it? Well, if I have to shower in one of those germ shacks, you won't have to worry about her ever again, or me.
Thank God.
Finally. Those germ shacks are publicly funded miracles. DOI willing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like, do I?
That's how I read it. Do I willing?
Ungrateful ass. Just listen to them, pup.
I am.
Yeah, I heard him way before you did. His ears perk up and his head tilts. I think he's listening to me instead.
I enjoy it down here instead.
He looks at me instead. They'd rather sleep in a tin can than a tent. How do you mess up camping that bad?
That's what I'd rather do.
They're probably old.
A woo.
Pup paws up my leg. I missed Pup. A desperate plea for pets. Absolutely. But I have a desperate need for validation, so I think this is a reasonable trade-off. Idiots. The hookup is at the campground.
Stop moving your leg.
How much longer do you think it'll be until they decide to just dump the septic tank? I was actually moving my leg. I was like, sorry?
Be serious, for God's
sorry,
sake.
I'm twitchy.
I think a better question is how much longer you're going to use your nihilism as a security blanket.
Nihilism.
What did I say?
Nihilism.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Until they're all dead.
I have 7 billion pieces of bad news for you, but a bitch ain't one. And you're one of them.
Coffee boils over the spout and dribbles down the percolator. I twist off the stove and bring my boiling pot of sunshine over to the table. How about you like this in your face? Keep patronizing. If a tiny forest fire makes you come down with a fever, I can't wait to find out how bad you smell when Mr. and Mrs. Crisis Counseling decide trash cans are too complicated.
Yeah, we'll burn down your damn forest again.
You stink. I reach for a dirty mug balancing on top of the 5 others. Like I've done thousands of mornings before. I pour the still simmering coffee.
God, my life sucks.
Yeah.
Just what do you think you're doing?
I tip the percolator back, 3 drips already speckling the cup. pouring coffee?
Well, you suck. Into a dirty cup?
Well, your ass ain't washing them. I glance back at the mug. A faint ring of yellow tea residue circles around the middle. Looks fine to me. Yosemite's ears flatten.
But I just drank out of it.
I'm not skipping my morning coffee because of your slobber. I may not do much more with you. I pour the rest until it nearly slops over the edge of the cup, keeping my eyes locked with Yosemite's. I take the first sip.
I'm self-conscious about my hair. Leave me alone. I can't believe you. You're so gross.
Aren't you the one that uses the same tea bag over and over because you don't want to be wasteful?
Yeah, but that's different.
Yosemite caresses her forehead. A pink glow gradients her cheeks.
What if I get your germs, huh? I don't want your syphilis. We can't just go swapping saliva like that, you know?
Well, I'm drinking after you. You don't get any germs from that.
Right.
I think you have your information mixed up.
I think you can drink out of your own cup and be all right.
Yeah. Yosemite gives a tired sigh. Any hint of embarrassment has been replaced by exhausted certainty.
What are you talking about? Of course I don't. Everyone knows germs are exchanged between both parties whenever body fluids come into contact.
I think the only germ any of us need to worry about catching is your ego.
What the...
Snap, snap, snap.
Oh, damn.
I wonder if she just feels obligated to know more than everyone else, even when she's wrong. Like being smart is her cross to bear. Even if she's a smart aleck and know-it-all, I've come to not like, but appreciate Yosemite. Right. Yeah, that works. I appreciate Yosemite.
And I appreciate you shutting the hell up. So how long do you plan on letting the breeding pair of... What? So how long do you plan on letting the breeding pair struggle out there before helping?
Until they go away, or my shift starts, whichever comes first. We glance out the window. The yelling continues, blending in with the chirps of morning birds.
Devil woman!
Don't tell me my business.
Isn't teaching these people how to not mess things up your, I don't know, job?
I rip open 2 packets of sweetener I find buried beneath Yosemite's research. She gives me a dirty look for digging around in her crap, but I just ignore her and pour them into my coffee.
Everything they're doing out there affects my ass.
I signed up to protect and preserve. It's not my job to teach these people, especially when they care so little about the parks they couldn't even be bothered to do a little research.
Correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm not, but weren't you the one who sent those kids to a fire safety course after that incident a few weeks back? There's the time.
Few weeks. Thank you, game.
So, like, 21 days ago.
There we go. But I'm not the one teaching that course, am I?
So you're just going to let them keep making mistakes?
They married each other, didn't they? Don't make it sound so innocent. It's ignorance, plain and simple. You can't teach people to appreciate the things they have. They either already do or they learn it on their own. If they can't, that person is just defective. And take a wild guess at which one most people are. How come you're defending them anyway? What happened to your lectures about the dangers of humanity?
I gave it up 21 days ago.
I wiggle my fingers like a ghostly specter, then throw back a couple of gulps of coffee. Hey, the ghost thing is mine.
Yeah, don't steal our shtick. They were never lectures on the dangers of humanity. They were lectures on complacency. Real ignorance, particularly in relation to people in power, like rangers, power rangers. You say you're sick of cleaning up other people's messes?
We're so lame.
And teach them how to avoid making them to begin with. Or do you not want to protect and preserve?
A smirk creeps from the corner of her mouth, smug and irritating, but her eyes are narrowed, stern and genuine.
Neener.
God, I hate when she has a point.
My ears do.
No one should be allowed to be as smarmy as you. You know that.
Oh, smarmy.
Busted out the old school stuff.
Yet here I am. Rock you like a hurricane.
Yeah, but can you disappear?
Yeah, if the forest burns down, you bitch. You're just upset because I'm on to something.
What you're on is a tangent.
And what you're on is your period.
Yeah, God, a couple of sassy bitches. I swipe away the book resting beneath her arms, mostly because I know that if I don't, the verbal thrashings are going to wear down my argument I have. And my ego just can't handle that today.
You just called me an egomaniac.
And what is it even that you're educating yourself with?
A book.
I read the title of the sleek paperback cover, dog ears bending from the corners and sides from multiple read-throughs. Feels like the pages might fall out if I give it a good enough shake. The Human Mind, God and Architect by Dr. Angela Merrick. Sounds like some new age trash to me.
You're New Age trash. Give that back. It's valuable research.
Why is there porn tucked in the middle of this? She wrenches it from my hand before I even get the chance to comply, then cradles it close to her chest.
It's her erotica.
I raise a very doubtful eyebrow.
Dr. Merrick was a road paver who time just hasn't caught up with yet.
If my eyebrows had muscles, they would be getting an intense workout.
She argued that the human consciousness, or rather the collective consciousness of mankind, was powerful enough to create...
Her eyebrows are just doing the
That's
worm.
what I was going to say.
That's all
Like, she's
I'm
just sitting there going...
She says this like it's common knowledge, and I mean, maybe it is to crazy people. Create what?
Anything. Things, places, maybe even entire worlds. All without ever even knowing it. All that energy needs to go somewhere, right? Minecraft sure is a great game.
Uh-huh. And what evidence is all this based off? I don't know, the billions of sales?
Right? Her own eyewitness accounts and analysis, even though she was blind?
Oh, honey.
What?
You got suckered.
I did not.
So hard.
Shut up.
Sure, you've already said more than enough. It all sounds like hogwash.
Whoa. Her
See?
hair lines up with your background.
Oh, weird.
I was like, whoa, she's sticking out of the frame.
She's coming right for us. See, she's got it.
Yeah, baby, she's got it. Yellowstone, be quiet. I'm trying to open Eve's puny mind.
You did that to me and I got a giant hole in my head.
I breathe in, ready to take another stab at her, a sharp one, when Yellowstone gets the first word in before me.
Okay, bye.
That was
And then
a
I
lot
had a
of
weird
wind-up.
crystallizing moment.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I was wondering if I could start rinsing off the dishes.
She twiddles her fingers together. It's hard to go regular voice after doing that voice.
Yeah, I almost did like a southern draw to something Yosemite said because I had just done it.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's not right.
Shifting her eyes to the ground, away from Yosemite's hawkish stare, I think she may actually be scared of her.
About time. All right, take them two at a time. No one more, though. I don't want to see any of them break, like someone's scope of thought.
Why are you so interested in what a quack has to say anyway? 2 by 2, Yellowstone takes the mugs by the handles, resting them in a bed of bubbly water flooding the sink.
Because that quack gave me a theory.
What kind of theory? Like involving your research? I lean in closer, my voice dropping to a hushed whisper, even though there's no secret to be kept. Even though I really couldn't care much less than I do already, and that's not much at all. It's just a small amount, really. About where you three might have come from?
Something to that effect. Let's consider, just for a moment, that if enough people feel strongly about something, then they really do create some kind of, I don't know, physical embodiment of it. Whoa, meta.
Doubtful, but I'll suspend my disbelief.
Oh,
That's you.
for some reason I thought that was Yellowstone.
It's so hard because they will start with Y.
Yeah. So wouldn't it stand to some kind of reason that since strong feelings, and as a result, cultural perceptions shift with time, the physical results of it would change too?
Am I the personification of boobies?
Oh, Boob-chan.
What are you getting at?
I don't know.
Her face is flushed again. I wonder if this is her first time saying all this out loud. Does she hear how ridiculous it all sounds?
What if those physical results are us?
My spine tingles, the realization that these girls are something different, re-emerging for the first time in days. I'm practically with them all the time now, so I've gotten used to it. But the idea that they're not flesh and blood like me, but flesh, blood, stone, feathers, and volcanic rock too, it makes this truce we have seem utterly ridiculous. I'm playing a house with 3 fairies, sprites, ghosts?
We've never really cleared this up.
Right.
They took me to some weird-ass place where I was upside down.
Yeah. Apologies, ma'am. I wasn't aware it was against protocol to house fairy tale creatures in our posts. But don't they damn near look like real girls, though? So what, you think Zion here is going to go through park puberty in a couple years, maybe sprout up by 2 feet?
I'm very nervous about that.
The lollies sure hope so.
Yeah.
Zion blinks, glances back and forth. then points to herself as if to confirm, yes, we really are talking about the same Zion.
Okay, bye. We needed you for that instance so we didn't forget who Zion was.
Yeah, she hasn't done anything in a while. She just floats around all the time.
Yeah.
Yosemite scoots back in her chair, eyes wide and distant, like I just plucked at a nerve, when her ears flat, and I can tell the conversation has hit its wall.
And so has ours, as the episode is now ending.
Oh, okay. I was making sure I was signaling.
It was like exactly at 15, so I got a good sense
I've
of
got
time.
the feeling, because I'm usually the one watching the time.
Right.
So.
Yep. We're good to go. We're gonna
Alrighty.
learn more about puberty next time.
I don't wanna. I already had to deal with that once.